Hey, it's your girl Estelle and I am back with another video. Isn't that exciting? I know. As you can tell by the title of the video, I'm going to be talking about my first semester experience in nursing school. And I can tell y'all, it was traumatizing. It was traumatizing, but I mean in a good way. They always tell you that the first semester is the hardest and the last semester is the hardest. So let's just hop right into the video. Let me just tell y'all the classes that I took. So the classes that I took were Pathophysiology, Health Assessment Lab, Foundations of Clinical Practice, and Fundamentals of Nursing. So those are the 5 classes that they had us take. And as you know, in nursing school, they choose your classes, they choose your days, they choose your professors, so you have no say in anything. So let me just tell y'all about Patho. Patho is basically, just to lay it all out, it's about diseases, what it does to the body, how it's caused, treatments, and diagnosis. That's it. Yeah, that's basically it. And honestly, you may think it'll be like, oh, like, okay, it's easy, like it's just about diseases in the body. No, it's hard because you have to remember all of the diseases, and you would have to basically like try to figure out what's going on in the body to name that disease, if I should say that. So it's hard, I'm not gonna lie, it was hard for me, and I know I'm not the only YouTuber who has said this, but it might be hard for you also. I'm not gonna lie to you. If you're good at that type of stuff, then by all means, it might be easier for you, but I'm just telling y'all my experience, and from my experience, it was the hardest thing I've ever had to learn in my life. So yeah, that's that. But my professor, he did an amazing job teaching us. He honestly taught like it was a prereq. You just honestly had to apply yourself. Like my professor, he actually broke it down more than what he should have done. And I'm so grateful for him because he did that. And for me, it was hard. It was hard to know the background of it, and so the disease and how it's caused and what will happen if it's caused, what other systems of the body will shut down if it spreads. Like, it was hard. So I was telling you to just look out for Patho. For Patho also, like my professor, he gave us this website called JB Learning, and that's another website that is basically where he would upload his PowerPoints, and you can look at his PowerPoints, like you can look at the book online on there also, and it tells you the outlines of the chapters, and it's really awesome. And they have flashcards on there, and I learned how to study with the flashcards on there because the flashcards were definitions, but they also would help also when you're taking the test. So I'm so grateful for him and what he did and how he did for that class. And then for health assessment was probably my most easiest class. Health assessment was just about assessing your client or your patient, and just to write down the bullet points of what is going on with that patient. And for health assessment, it was pretty easy for me. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it was easy. And for health assessment lab was just performing the assessment. So in health assessment lecture, we would sit, listen to the PowerPoints, listen to my professor talk, and then in lab, it's like my other professor, she would teach us how to do the assessment. So say we're doing the cardiovascular assessment, she's gonna tell us where to look at on the body to assess the cardiovascular assessment, if that makes sense. To assess the assessment of the cardiovascular assessment. You know what I mean. That class was like, yeah, like I said, that class was easy because all you had to do is just really just listen to her, pay attention, and then you just practice. And if you have any questions, she would help you on where to locate your assessment or where to like put your hand if you're trying to find a certain place. And for foundations of clinical practice. Foundations had to be my most happiest time, easiest class ever. That's the class where you're in a clinical setting at school and actual outside of school, and it was so much fun. Like, we had to practice on dummies, we played with syringes, we learned how to do dosages, and we played with medications, and we learned how to read a medication chart, and it was just really, really fun. And in that class also, you would have to do a performance every week on what we learned, or every 2 weeks on what we learned so far. And once again, I have anxiety, so I was literally like, oh my god, this is too much for me, I can't. But my professors are really cool, and they're really fun and entertaining, so shout out to them for that. For the last class, which was Fundamentals of Nursing. Fundamentals of Nursing was just like Patho to me. It was very difficult, very hard. I just could not deal with fundamentals. Fundamentals was just what the type of class. Like, I just couldn't deal with it. It was so hard, and it shouldn't have been that hard, but it's whatever. You're just gonna have those classes that are just hard. So fundamentals was mostly just about babies, toddlers, adolescents, young adults, older adults, middle adults, all these adults. So it's literally about everybody and what you would do in a clinical setting or in a hospital or anywhere else. That class was just like everything combined. I think that's why it was so hard. You couldn't focus on one thing. It was everything you had to look at, because my teacher could literally quiz you on anything. So yeah. So my grades, I'm gonna tell y'all what I got in my first semester classes. So I'm gonna start with the good grades first. I'm gonna start with the good grades first. So I got an A in health assessment, I got a B in health assessment lab, a B in foundations of clinical practice, and honestly to God, y'all, that class was easy, I'm not gonna lie, but I ended up getting a B because of the care plan. Care plan is hard, like, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, because it's not like they just want 1, 2, 3, they want everything, okay? Like, they teach you throughout the whole semester how to do a care plan, but when you actually doing the care plan, it's just like, okay, like, I need help, I need my book, I need my professor right here, right by me, so I need to write what, so I need to do what. It was a lot. And my care plan, I got a C on it, so that dropped me down from an A to a B. It is what it is. What you gonna do? You ain't gonna do nothing, you can't do nothing. So I just took the B, and I just was happy and grateful that I just got that B. What I got in Pathophysiology was a C. I got a C in Patho. Like I said, Patho was hard for me. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm gonna tell you the real tea of what happened to me. Patho was hard for me, and by the grace of God, I passed. And I was so happy, I was so grateful, I cried. I could just throw it out to God, throw it out to the universe. Thank you. And for fundamentals of nursing, I got another C. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I passed my first semester of nursing school with 2 C's, okay? So I don't know what the requirements are for your school or for a school you want to get into, but for my school, they take C's. They don't like it, but I mean, what can you do? So yes, ladies and gentlemen, I finished first semester with 1 A, 2 B's, and 2 C's. So yeah, that's that. I think that's about it. I already told you guys my 2 most hardest classes were Patho and Fundamentals. Those 2 classes were challenging for me. So just know that if I can pass with 2 C's in nursing school, you can definitely pass. It's definitely doable. Of course, I'm not saying get straight C's and just be chilling all nursing school. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you have to do what you have to do, and by the grace of God, whatever school you go to, if they accept C's, then you are good. So guys, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. If you like me, if you love me, like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you guys want to know about nursing school, lifestyle, advice, anything else in the comments below, and I'm gonna put it out. Like, I got y'all. I'm here for y'all. I'm here for y'all, okay? Okay. Thanks, guys. I will see you soon with another video.